in our culture, people move all over the place and they're very disconnected from their family. And I want to start to have these conversations where it's not the expectation that we all have to live in the same town, but it's a desire. Like, we want to be together.
Yeah.
And then I'm really talking to my kids too about, hey, you're going to be best friends with people the rest of your life. You're going to have friends you do life with. Why wouldn't that be your sibling? I'm blown away when I ask a 15-year-old, hey, what does your dad do? And they're like, oh, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I think that's a missed opportunity for you to let your kids see your life. And then the other thing I heard you say, which I think it just penetrates my heart because my life can be so full, is do you have margin? Do you have margin for your kids? And then you said a 50-person company. Like that's a big company, right? That's a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of time and energy goes into that. So to create margin for you, that season, all us dads can ask at any season of life, are we creating margin for our children?
Yeah. On that point, I don't know if he was intentional about this, but like if I ever needed something, everything got delayed. Like it was, if I went into his office or whatever, like it didn't matter what he was working on at that point. It just kind of was like, he didn't like look at his laptop and kind of like look at me on the side of the eye. It was like, hey, we're going to go sit over here so we can just chat. It was, nothing else was more important. But, it never felt like I needed to work to get his attention.
Yeah.
Maybe as a kid, maybe I felt that way. Like I was pumped when dad got home, but like as an adult or as I got older and really understood, it was just like, the faucet was always on whenever I wanted it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now you can skip or you can answer. Is there anything you wish he did differently as you were growing up?
No, not that I can really, nothing I can really think of. I don't have a great answer for that.
Yeah, no, good. And I think it's important, just dads, like this always matters. So what do you want your kid's answer to be when he's 42 or she's 42?
Yeah.
This podcast is called Fatherhood Field Notes. We've been doing it. You're just opening up your life, opening up your field notes to us, sharing. The mantra behind it is rebel and create. You could be rebelling against having the phone at the table, so you could create family connection, or you could be rebelling against, something on a larger scale. But when you hear those words, what are you rebelling against, and what do you hope to create out of that?
I think rebelling, the first thing that came to mind was rebelling against what I think is what people typically think of being like a father, maybe more as like a duty. I don't know. Just like, these are the things I got to do now, and just a general sense of almost like complaining about the things versus just what an amazing gift and how fun can this be, to do life and have these kids and to have this opportunity. We get to do this thing. So just maybe the mindset that like kids are a lot of work and they're busy and I got to drive here and go there. It's like, no, man, you get to do those things. So I'm rebelling against that mindset.
Yeah. I almost think, do we look at our work as what we love, our identity's more there. So then we're fitting our kids in, which I think sometimes my calendar, it could feel that way. Or am I looking at my kids' family priority and then I'm fitting my work in? So my work to some level is more like the duty than my kids is the duty. I mean, hopefully you can make both of them, beautiful things that you enjoy, but still, I like that a lot. Is it's not a duty, it's a get to. And how you made a comment, how fun this can be, because it can be so fun if you let it be.
Yeah. It's just a perspective. You go to soccer practice for an hour and a half. It's like, well, all right, this is awesome. Like, how can this be a great thing versus I got to go and drop them off or sit there. It's how you approach it mentally and how you think about it. I think just greatly impacts your feeling about it. And then how my son and I interact around it.
Yeah.
So,
question that I'm starting to ask, and it's a little strange, but it kind of time travels you forward about 20 years or so, 25 years, 30 years. What kind of grandfather do you want to be?
I want, Nancy, it's funny you asked. Nancy and I talk about this a decent amount, but I think so high on our list is that we want to be like in their lives, not, we go do our own thing and we see you occasionally. We want to be, our ideal thing is to build a cabin, like right back in the woods I'm looking at, and to be so integral where we're just a part of their lives. So a grandpa that's like helping or just up in there with them, helping them with things and being a part of it, where it's, I think in other cultures where it's way more normal for the older people to be part of the house and be part of the family. That's what we want. We do not want to be just like, go out, do your own thing. And maybe we come together for like, very occasional. We want to be just doing life with our continue our kids and whoever they, hopefully they're blessed with amazing wives like I was, have great relationships with them. And eventually, when they have kids, like just be part of their life too, in a different way, but just be part of it is the short, and be part of their activities, be part of their life, be able to still teach them, take them on things, be a helpful person to, them when they're in a different stage of life and they're working away, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think being a part of it is the key. And then the other component, which is cool that you kind of laughed and are like, Nancy and I talk about this, is we're having these conversations with our kids now. Two components, right? Is like, we want to be a part of your lives one day, not control, not be the parents that are annoying. Like I even my kids' ages now, I tell them, hey, is there anything I do that bothers you? I want to cultivate a relationship where you feel comfortable to set a boundary or to say this bothers me or whatever. Cause I don't want to be, 65 coming to your house and it's like your kids are annoyed or you're annoyed because I show up in a way that's not suitable or lead to life. So, I mean, and there's things that my 15-year-old and 18-year-old have shared that I've had to make adjustments on because I want them to be able to speak to me and then me be able to adjust and not get defensive. So that's one component. Another component is this idea that, in our culture, people move all over the place and they're very disconnected from their family. And I want to start to have these conversations where it's not the expectation that we all have to live in the same town, but it's a desire. Like we want to be together.
Yeah.
And then I'm really talking to my kids too about, hey, you're going to be best friends with people the rest of your life. You're going to have friends you do life with. Why wouldn't that be your sibling? So can you cultivate relationship? Because like my dad, I mean, he had 7, there were 7 in his family and they pretty much all lived in a different state, and they would talk but to do life together, be a part of. Yeah. And I just see such a value in that opportunity, but I think us dads need to plant that seed.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. I love that desire. Like they want that. That's what they want it to be the case.